Have you ever found yourself thinking, why isn't she giving me the time of day? You tried everything, right? He showed his best, gave that kind compliment, and in the end, what happened? A forced smile or a thank you very much, and she went on with her life as if nothing had happened. You return home with that feeling of failure, wondering where you went wrong. Deep down, you know, there's something wrong with the compliments you've been giving. They are not making the impact you expected. And the worst of all, you see other guys, the more confident ones, passing by her, and she just notices them. What are they doing differently? What are you failing to do? The answer is simple, but it may be hard to swallow. The compliments you've been using are simply wrong. They are too generic, too empty, and don't have the ability to create the true connection she wants. But what if I told you that there was a way to turn the tide? There is a secret key, a way to make any woman think of you, to leave an impression so strong that she can't stop imagining what you're going to say next. You can be the guy she thinks about when she wakes up, and the guy she dreams about when she goes to sleep. Today, I'm going to reveal to you the top 3 forbidden compliments that make women drool over you. Compliments that touch their hearts directly, and not just their appearance. These are compliments that break the superficiality and really attract attention. But here's the trick. These compliments make a woman chase you like crazy, and they have nothing to do with what you think you know about getting someone to like you. These compliments are based on something much deeper than simple flirting. They are a reflection of a true understanding of who she is as a person. And, most importantly, they are the way to finally unlock her attention and respect irreversibly. The solution is here, but you need to know how to use it. And I promise you, if you follow this path, you will never again be seen as one more in line. Don't waste any more time trying to guess what she wants to hear. Now, you will know exactly how to get her attention and make her really want to be with you. Keep watching, because the secret to turning the game around is about to be revealed. Before we start with the forbidden compliments that make women drool over you, have you checked if you are subscribed to the channel? Here, you will find videos like this that will teach you how to win in an authentic and irresistible way. Detailed and genuine compliments when it comes to praising. There is an art that goes far beyond words thrown to the wind. A genuine compliment has the power to make a statement, create an instant bond, and, most importantly, demonstrate how attentive you are to the other person. Women, like everyone else, quickly notice when a comment comes from a superficial or automatic place. Therefore, focusing on details is more than a skill, it's a powerful differentiator. Imagine this, she shows up with a new haircut. The obvious compliment would be something like, "Your hair looks great." While it's not wrong, it's generic, and she's probably heard it from other people. Now consider a more specific compliment. That haircut brings out the sparkle in your eyes even more. Suddenly, you're not just complimenting the hair, but showing that you noticed how that detail is part of something bigger and more beautiful. That's where the magic happens. When you focus on small changes, like a new earring, choosing a color that matches her skin tone, or even the way she gestures while she speaks, you send a clear message: I really see you. In today's fast-paced world, where mindfulness is almost a rarity, this kind of attention to detail has a huge impact. Another fundamental point is to avoid automatic praise. For example, instead of saying, "You look beautiful today," how about something like, "That color of dress matches your energy today perfectly." Do you notice the difference? The first sounds like a comment anyone could make. The second, however, carries authenticity and care. That's because a detailed compliment isn't just about what's on the surface. It's about going beyond the obvious and highlighting something that other people wouldn't notice. A classic example comes from the practice of Stoicism. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, wrote about the importance of paying attention to what is in front of us. He believed that when we observe carefully, we discover beauty in details that many overlook. Applying this principle to the context of praise is a powerful exercise. After all, who wouldn't want to be seen and valued in all their essence? Another way to stand out is to create associations between what you observe and something memorable. For example, if she changed her scent, instead of just saying, "Your scent is great," you could say, "This scent reminds me of something fresh and welcoming, like a peaceful morning." This type of comment not only gives compliments, but also creates an emotional connection. Furthermore, it is important that the compliments are proportionate. Avoid exaggerations, as they may sound inauthentic. If you comment on a piece of clothing saying it's the best you've ever seen in your life, she probably realized that's not true. On the other hand, saying something like, This piece really highlights your good taste, sounds more sincere and engaging. Another important detail is to vary the types of compliments. If you always comment on physical appearance, it may seem like you're limited to that. Switching between appearance and attitude creates a healthy balance. For example, "That blouse looks amazing on you" can be followed up with something like, "And I love how you stay calm in difficult situations." This shows that you are observing both the external and the internal. Real stories help illustrate how this works. Think of someone you admire for their ability to connect with others. People like this are often remembered because they know how to make those around them feel special. Maybe you've met someone who always finds something unique to praise about anyone. This type of attitude not only creates a good impression, but also builds lasting relationships. If we are to analyze the psychological impact of this, there is an interesting aspect. Studies show that the human brain reacts more intensely to specific and detailed compliments than to generic ones. This is because specific praise activates areas of the brain linked to emotional reward, creating a longer-lasting feeling of pleasure. In other words, the more personalized the compliment, the greater the positive impact. However, for all of this to work, it is essential that your compliments are sincere. Lack of authenticity is quickly noticed and can negate the desired effect. So when giving a detailed compliment, make sure it comes from a genuine place where you truly value what you're saying. Finally, remember that consistency is key. It's not enough to praise just once and expect incredible results. Small gestures of appreciation, done regularly, build a sense of connection and trust. It's like watering a plant. Every gesture, every word, is like a drop of water that nourishes the relationship. Praising with details is, therefore, a demonstration of attention and care. It is a practice that requires patience, observation, and, above all, sincerity. It's not about nice words or impressing, but about recognizing the other person's unique value, personality, and emotional traits. Complimenting someone for who they are, not just what they appear to be, is a powerful way to create real connections. Recognizing emotional traits and aspects of a woman's personality not only shows that you're paying attention to something deeper, it also makes her feel validated for who she really is. For many, this type of compliment is like a breath of fresh air in a world where comments are often focused solely on physical appearance. Think about how many times a person hears something like "You're beautiful" and compare that to how many times they hear "I admire your resilience." The first may even bring a momentary smile, but the second touches a deeper layer, where the essence of who we are resides. Compliments that highlight personality, values, or attitudes have a lasting impact because they reveal that you really pay attention to what matters. A practical example: suppose you observe that she remains calm in pressure situations. A compliment like "I admire how you handle difficult situations so calmly" is much more meaningful than any superficial comment. This type of recognition makes her feel that her inner qualities are seen and valued, something that often goes unnoticed in everyday interactions. It's important to remember that praising emotional traits requires observation and authenticity. It is not something that is invented. You need to pay attention to how she reacts, what she says, and how she acts at different times. For example, if you notice that she always tries to understand other people's points of view, a comment like "I admire how you can see other people's side, even in complicated situations," can have an incredible impact. Here comes an essential Stoic principle: focus on character. For Stoics, such as Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, a person's true value lies in their virtue and how they act in accordance with their principles. Recognizing this in another person is a way of demonstrating that you value what really matters. In a world often obsessed with appearances, praising virtue is a way to stand out. Furthermore, it is crucial to choose appropriate times to give these compliments. They do not need to be announced formally. They are often most effective when they arise spontaneously. Imagine that you are talking about a problem that she recently solved. You might say, "It's amazing how clearly you can think under pressure." This type of comment not only reinforces her confidence, but also shows that you are truly paying attention to what she is sharing. Another interesting point is that praising emotional traits can help strengthen the relationship. By recognizing aspects such as patience, empathy, or determination, you are encouraging these qualities. This creates a positive cycle, where the person feels more motivated to continue demonstrating these characteristics. For example, by praising her generosity, you not only appreciate what she already does, but you also encourage her to continue being generous. Compliments of this type also have a deep emotional impact because they touch on the essence of who we are. When someone recognizes a positive trait in us, it validates our identity and makes us feel more connected to that person. In the case of complimenting a woman, it sets her apart from many superficial interactions she may have experienced in the past. For these compliments to be effective, sincerity is essential. It's not about using fancy words to impress, but about recognizing something you really value. If you don't feel like the compliment is genuine, it's best not to say it. Authenticity is noticed, and nothing destroys the intention of a compliment faster than the feeling that it was said just for the sake of it. Also, remember to vary the types of compliments you give. If you constantly praise only one specific quality, it may seem like you are ignoring other equally important aspects. For example, if you always comment on her patience, you might want to vary it and recognize other qualities, such as courage or a sense of humor. This multifaceted approach shows that you see the whole person. Praising emotional traits also requires a certain degree of vulnerability. Often, to recognize qualities like empathy or compassion, you need to be willing to share how these traits impact you. For example, when you say your empathy makes me feel like I can talk to you about anything, you're not just giving a compliment. It's creating a moment of emotional connection. There is also a transformative aspect to these compliments. When you recognize positive traits in someone, you are helping to reinforce that person's identity. It's like planting a seed of self-confidence that can grow over time. Studies show that people tend to internalize genuine compliments and use them as a basis for building stronger self-esteem. Therefore, by praising emotional qualities, you are not only creating a pleasant moment, but also contributing to that person's growth. In the context of a relationship or a closer interaction, this type of compliment helps build a stronger bond. It shows that you care about who the person is, not just what they can offer or how they appear. This type of connection goes beyond the superficial and creates a sense of partnership and mutual respect. Finally, it's important to remember that praising emotional traits is an ongoing practice. It's not something you do once and that's it. Just like any aspect of a relationship, it requires attention and effort. The more you pay attention, the more you will find qualities to praise and the more genuine your comments will be. The power of recognizing a person's inner qualities cannot be underestimated. It's a way to show that you see beyond what's on the surface and value what really matters. And in the end, those are the compliments that really stick. Passions, progress, and achievements. There is something incredibly powerful about recognizing a person's passions, interests, and progress. Complimenting a woman for what makes her tick, for the small and big victories along her journey, or for the hobbies that fill her life with purpose goes far beyond a casual comment. It's a way of celebrating who she is in a complete way. These compliments create a space where she feels valued not only for existing, but also for everything she builds and accomplishes. Imagine she mentions a passion for photography. Instead of just saying, "That's cool that you like that," go further and say something like, "You have an incredible eye for capturing the beauty of simple things." This type of comment not only recognizes her hobby, but also validates the effort, dedication, and talent she puts into something that makes her happy. It is essential to understand that praising passions and achievements is not just about saying something nice, but about demonstrating that you really notice the details. This level of observation turns a compliment into something unforgettable. For example, if she's studying something challenging, like playing an instrument or learning a new language, saying something like, "It's inspiring how you have the discipline to dedicate yourself to this," goes beyond the superficial. The Stoics, especially Epictetus, valued the idea of personal progress as an essential goal in life. For Epictetus, the continuous effort to improve was a virtue in itself. When you praise someone for their growth or dedication to a passion, you are aligned with this vision of valuing inner work and constant evolution. This shows that you also respect this effort, creating a deeper and more meaningful connection. Praising achievements, whether big or small, is equally important. Often, the most discreet victories go unnoticed by others. By noticing and commenting on them, you become someone who really sees the essence of the person. For example, if she mentions that she finally finished a project at work, a response like, "I can imagine how much that took of you. Congratulations on your dedication." It can mean much more than it seems at first glance. A crucial point in this type of praise is to avoid comparison. Instead of saying something like, "You're the best at ... choose to recognize the effort and passion she puts into her activities. Comments like "It's inspiring to see how energetically you put yourself into this," focus on the process rather than the outcome, which is even more meaningful. Recognizing hobbies and passions also shows that you value who she is beyond a specific context. This creates a sense of freedom for her to be genuine in your presence. For example, if she loves cooking, a compliment like "You put so much love and creativity into your recipes that it's impossible not to notice how happy it makes you" reinforces the idea that you value what makes her unique. These compliments also have the power to create a feeling of complicity. When you recognize something important to her, you're sending the message that you're willing to share that passion, even if indirectly. For example, if she's committed to a charity project, saying "It's amazing how you use your time for something so meaningful. You really make a difference" shows that you respect the impact she's trying to make in the world. Another important dimension is celebrating her progress. Often, the path to achieving a goal is more significant than the end goal. Recognizing this can be transformative. Imagine she is training for a race. Instead of waiting until she crosses the finish line to praise her, say something like, "I really admire your consistency in training. Your dedication is inspiring." This values continuous effort, which is often the most challenging part of the process. It is interesting to note that this type of praise does not require great eloquence. What really matters is sincerity. A simple "I love how much you shine when you talk about this" can be incredibly impactful when said authentically. Furthermore, praising passions and achievements has an encouraging effect. When you recognize what she does best, you are, in a way, validating the importance of that in your life. This can give her even more confidence to continue dedicating herself to what she loves. For example, if she plays in a band and you comment, "It's fascinating how you can convey so much emotion with your music," you're not just complimenting her. It's helping to strengthen her bond with this passion. There is also an emotional aspect to highlighting personal achievements. People are often afraid of appearing conceited or boasting about their achievements. When you praise something she's accomplished, you're giving her permission to be proud of herself. This creates a safe space where she can share her successes without fear of judgment. It is important to mention that compliments must be specific. Generic comments can seem automatic or lacking in depth. For example, if she writes a blog, instead of saying "Your blog is great," try something like, "The way you turn complex ideas into something so clear is amazing. Your writing on specific topic really made me think." This approach shows that you read what she wrote and connected with the content. Finally, remember that these compliments shouldn't just be said occasionally. They can become a regular practice, creating an environment where she constantly feels valued and motivated to be who she is. This doesn't mean you need to overdo it. The key is to make genuine and timely comments. Recognizing passions, progress, and achievements is one of the deepest ways to show respect and admiration for someone. These compliments show that you're paying attention to what really matters, creating a connection that goes far beyond the surface. Hey, did you already know this existed? Share in the comments if you've already been through this, or if you know the story of someone you know who has experienced this. I will help you in the comments. Now that you know the top 3 forbidden compliments that make women fall in love and chase you, the question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? It's not enough to know what works, you need to put it into practice. If you really want to make women drool over you and want to be by your side, it's time to abandon empty compliments and start investing in words that have power. Remember, what you say needs to be more than a simple sentence. It must touch their hearts, show that you see them as unique beings, with all their emotional qualities and achievements. These compliments not only break down barriers, but build a genuine connection that goes beyond the physical, something that will leave the woman truly impressed and enchanted by you. When you speak truthfully and authentically, women feel it, and she will want more, because there is nothing more irresistible than a man who truly understands and values her essence. So, make a commitment to yourself. Change the way you communicate with women. Use these powerful compliments and see how everything can change for you. It will be impressive how the dynamics can transform. Remember that the key is not to give easy compliments, but to give those that really touch and leave a lasting impression. If you want to delve deeper into this attraction game, don't forget to subscribe, like, and activate the bell so you don't miss any of the secrets I'll share with you in the next videos. Because, believe me, you are just beginning to understand the true power that words have to transform your love life. Thank you for watching this far. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue receiving the next content. Until the next video.